Chapter 571, A Broken Finger. Temple Master Black Spirit was known as the most powerful expert in the Monster Exterminating League. So, it was only natural that she took charge of the relic on the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace. And, because this relic was in her possession, the monsters did not dare to push them too hard. If Temple Master Black Spirit was not here, or if she ever left the monster continent for dozens of years, there would be no human territory on the monster continent. While Jian Wushuang was heading for the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace, an angry roar could be heard echoing out from a huge ancient forest in the monster territory. Trash, a group of trash. A monster king and 8 rank 9 monsters failed to kill a human who only divine emperor battle strength. You all are good for nothing. I have waited here for more than 2 months and this is the result I get. Damn it. In this ancient forest, there were many demonic beasts, including some powerful rank 7, rank 8, and rank 9 monsters, along with even some monster kings. However, all of them were terrified by this snarl. They all knew who let out it. It was the overlord of their monster population and the supreme existence they all held in awe. Command. The resonant roar became cold and rang out again. All of my people assemble, right now. Our target is the human territory. The order caused a commotion throughout the monster population. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor was the overlord of the monster population. The Crystal-armored Monster Clan was one of the top 3 monster groups in the whole monster continent. As it was so powerful, many monster groups were affiliated with it and obeyed the orders from Crystal-armored Monster Emperor. The affiliated monster groups instantly assembled and formed into a mighty monster army. They were led by Crystal-armored Monster Emperor as they swarmed towards the human territory like hornets. This compass is related to the ancient world token. No matter what it takes, even if I have to start a war with the humans, I'll get it. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor was determined to obtain it. Jian Wushuang arrived at the 5th floor of Earth Core Palace by using the token Temple Master Black Spirit had given him. The 5th floor was different from the first 4 floors because they were filled with secret chambers. However, this floor was a completely open area. Oh! Jian Wushuang carefully tried to sense the surroundings. The origin energy here seems to be denser than that on the 4th floor. Jian Wushuang sighed in private. The deeper someone went in the Earth Core Palace, the denser the origin energy would be. The 5th floor, where the relic was stored, represented the core of the Earth Core Palace, so it was only natural that the origin energy was denser. I wonder what the relic is. Jian Wushuang thought with a hint of curiosity while looking around. This was a dim open area with only a gleam of faint light. It was a streak of red light. Jian Wushuang was unable to see the surroundings clearly, so he could only walk toward the red light. The closer he approached, the brighter the red light became. It even became somewhat dazzling. When he was dozens of feet away from the red light, he finally saw it clearly. Jian Wushuang was dumbfounded and felt as if his scalp would burst. This streak of red light, the only light on the 5th floor, turned out to be a scarlet finger. Right, it was a broken finger, the same as humans, but it was much larger. It was 10 feet long, as large as a normal human. Such a big finger, and it's just a broken one. Jian Wushuang was shaken. He also realized that it was the broken scarlet finger that represented the core of the 5th floor and the source of everything. The origin energy here, which was countless times denser than in the outside world, radiated from this broken finger. It meant that this broken finger was the relic that supported the entire human population. This broken finger was the relic. I had been guessing at what the relic could be, but now. Jian Wushuang sighed. He did not expect a broken finger to be the relic. Because of this broken finger, the Earth Core Palace appeared and the human population had survived, even under suppression of demonic beasts. For a broken finger to have such an amazing power. Who is the owner of this broken finger? Jian Wushuang wondered. He was not clear about its origin, but he was definitely sure that its owner must have come from somewhere outside of this ancient world. He breathed deeply, recovering from his shock, and looked over at the broken finger. What's the special nature of this broken finger? Jian Wushuang was deep in thought. He sat before this broken finger as his consciousness began to sweep toward it. Once he finished covering with his consciousness, he felt a response from the broken finger. Buzz, a stream of overwhelming information was transmitted over. This is... Jian Wushuang widened his eyes. Inheritance. This is an inheritance. He was greatly taken aback. An inheritance was a sort of way in which someone instilled his knowledge in others. Jian Wushuang had heard of it, but he had not experienced before. Jian Wushuang immediately knew what the content was. The inheritance is the bone fusion technique, and it seems to be a complete inheritance, he murmured. Then he closed his eyes and began to truly inherit bone fusion technique. It started from the first level. Then it progressed to level 2, level 3. He had mastered level 10 of the bone fusion technique, so he did not take it seriously. What he really cared about was the last 2 levels of the bone fusion technique. Level 11. Jian Wushuang thought with expectation. Now he was inheriting the level 11 manual. Level 11 was far more complicated than level 10. Furthermore, he realized that not everyone was able to receive it. Chapter 572. Immortality. The difficulty continually increased for each level of the bone fusion technique. Even temple masters were barely able to receive level 10. As for level 11, whether they could inherit it depended on their own ability. Level 11 was not difficult for Jian Wushuang. After a while, the level 11 manual was deeply imprinted on his mind. Then he went on to level 12, the last level of the bone fusion technique. It became hard for him. The moment he started to inherit the level 12 manual, he felt an overwhelming pressure on him as if his organs were about to be smashed to pieces. This unprecedented oppression was targeting his body. The longer it took to complete the inheritance, the more powerful the oppression would become. It seems that inheriting the level 12 manual requires a more powerful body. If my body doesn't meet the requirement, I'll have failed the inheritance. Jian Wushuang gritted his teeth while trying his best to sustain the oppression. I finally know why no one has been able to reach level 12 of the bone fusion technique. Jian Wushuang wore a wry smile. Faced with such an overwhelming power, it's almost impossible to receive the level 12 manual, let alone master the bone fusion technique. Jian Wushuang could barely endure this pressure with his amazing body. Even some powerful temple masters would probably be crushed under this oppression. Time flowed slowly, but the level 12 inheritance eventually succeeded and the manual was engraved in his mind. It's over. Jian Wushuang opened his eyes and breathed a sigh of relief. He found himself wet with sweat. I suffered a lot, but it was worth it since I finally got the manual for level 11 and level 12. Jian Wushuang smiled faintly. Actually, a gleam of delight was hidden in his heart. Right then. Hum. There was a faint sound, but it appeared more resonant in such a quiet place. Who's there? Jian Wushuang looked around with a frown, but he saw nothing. Is it? Jian Wushuang squinted and looked toward the broken scarlet finger. You have a sharp insight. Faint laughter with a hint of arrogance rang out. Just now, Jian Wushuang clearly heard and understood that it came from this broken finger. You're talking. Jian Wushuang furrowed his brows slightly. A broken finger was actually talking? I didn't expect that someone was able to inherit Chapter 1 of Immortality, the secret skill I created. It's rare to see in this small plain world. The domineering voice rang out again. Upon hearing this, Jian Wushuang was a bit surprised. Immortality secret skill? Chapter 1. The bone fusion technique? When I was being chased by my enemies, I thought I would die, so I broke my 10 fingers. Each of my fingers, which contained a portion of my inheritance, were scattered. 9 of them landed in my world and I took them back after I was out of danger, so no one gained the inheritance from the other 9 fingers. Only the 10th finger fell into this small plain world. Because of some limitations, I was unable to take it back and could only let it stay there. I didn't expect that a little guy like you would be able to inherit my bone fusion technique. Silence followed before the voice spoke again. Since I can't take it back and we're destined to meet, I'll give the inheritance of this finger to you. I hope you will grow up and have the opportunity to come to my world. Jian Wushuang had no time to react before the broken scarlet finger suddenly radiated a brilliant red light, followed by even more information surging towards him. Jian Wushuang had no choice but to accept the inheritance. The Immortality Secret Skill. Chapter 1. Bone Fusion Technique. Chapter 2. Blood Condensation Technique. Chapter 3. Armor Technique. Chapter 4. Divine Body Technique. Each of these secret skills had 4 chapters. Only the bone fusion technique was fundamentally different, being comprised of 12 levels. Each of the other 3 techniques only had 3 levels. At this moment, Jian Wushuang started to inherit level 1 of the blood condensation technique. The inheritance was so domineering that he was unable to refuse it. Jian Wushuang could only accept the techniques, one by one. Fortunately, inheriting the other 3 techniques was easier than the bone fusion technique. There was no oppression on his body, it just took a lot of time. As Jian Wushuang was inheriting the immortality secret skill, time continued to pass by. At the north border of the human territory, which was guarded by the north camp, boom! The ground suddenly shook violently, as if there was a huge earthquake. What's happening? What's wrong? Many generals and soldiers did not know what was happening, and the shaking was becoming more and more violent. When countless demonic beasts appeared on the horizon, those sergeants finally grasped the cause. Demonic beasts, it's a demonic beast attack. Those demonic beasts. Oh, God, so many demonic beasts. The generals and soldiers, including 3 temple masters, were petrified when they saw the endless horde of demonic beasts. The number of demonic beasts was amazing. Hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts had attacked the east camp. However, it was nothing when compared to the number of demonic beasts in front of them now. The whole area was covered by them like a swarm of locusts. Some of them were walking on the ground while others were gliding in the sky. Seen from afar, the army extended dozens of miles without an end. Chapter 573. The Crystal-Armored Monster Clan, one of the 3 Overlord clans. There are at least 1 million demonic beasts, maybe even as much as 10 million. Look at those demonic beasts that are covered in amethyst. They are the Crystal-Armored Monster Clan. Right, the Crystal-Armored Monster Clan, one of the 3 Overlord clans on the Monster Continent. Quickly, go tell the holy place that the Crystal-Armored Monster Clan has led 10 million demonic beasts here. An urgent message immediately arrived at the holy place and shook everyone. As the #1 expert in the Monster Exterminating League, Temple Master Black Spirit ordered them to resist with everything they had, while numerous experts, including seniors who had been in closed-door cultivation for many years, rushed to join them. The experts in the other 3 camps were sent to the north camp. Even the high-level experts were heading there. Numerous human experts gathered in the vast plain. 25 temple masters arrived, which was every temple master except the several who were currently traveling in other worlds and unable to return in time. Even Temple Master Black Spirit personally came. When they saw the endless horde of demonic beasts, all the human experts wore grim expressions. The number of demonic beasts definitely amounted to over 10 million. Most importantly, those demonic beasts were very powerful. Most of them were comparable to Cloud Realm experts, including many rank 7 and 8 monsters who were as powerful as divine generals. There were more than 30 monster kings. Their overall strength was far superior to that of the human population. Among the demonic beasts, some of the huge demonic beasts posed even more of a threat to the human experts. Crystal-Armored Monster Clan. There were countless demonic beasts spread out over the monster continent, divided into many different races. Under normal circumstances, the weaker ones would become the vassal of the stronger ones, just like in the human world. There were 3 races that were more powerful than the rest of the monster population. They were known as 3 Overlord clans: the Bone Dragon Clan, the Crystal-Armored Monster Clan, and the Demonic Ape Clan. Their leaders, called Monster Emperors, were Bone Dragon Emperor, Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, and Demonic Ape Emperor. This time, it was the Crystal-Armored Monster Clan that had launched an attack on the human territory. They suddenly stopped in an orderly manner, and a golden throne appeared above them as a purple-robed young man with a wicked expression slowly materialized on it. He was beautiful, with eyes that radiated a wicked purple light, which was terrifying. However, unlike a normal human, he had two curved purple horns on his forehead. He was currently sitting on the throne while looking at numerous human experts in front of him. The faces of many temple masters fell when they saw this purple-robed wicked man. Crystal-armored monster emperor. Temple Master Pure Moon mumbled with a flicker of terror in his eyes. As one of the three monster emperors, Crystal-armored monster emperor was much more powerful than those human temple masters. The only one that was capable of fighting against Crystal-armored monster emperor was Temple Master Black Spirit. She was currently standing in front of the army, but she took a step and instantly reappeared before the purple-robed wicked man. Crystal-armored monster emperor. Temple Master Black Spirit spoke. Temple Master Black Spirit. Crystal-armored monster emperor responded in a hoarse voice while looking at her. In the whole human league, only Temple Master Black Spirit was able to arouse his attention. Thousands of years ago, I made an agreement with you three monster emperors. Do you remember that? Temple Master Black Spirit said coldly. Yes, I do. Crystal-armored monster emperor nodded slightly. Because of this agreement, you have lived in peace for the last 1,000 years. So why are you here? Do you want to break the agreement and have an all-out war with us? Temple Master Black Spirit asked. Upon hearing this, Crystal-armored monster emperor's face fell. Break the agreement and have an all-out war? Although he was one of the three monster emperors, he was still in awe of Temple Master Black Spirit. Unless it was necessary, he would not be willing to go back on the agreement and declare war on the humans. However, this time, that compass is a treasure related to the Ancient World Token. As long as I get it, I can receive the Ancient World Token, so no matter what it takes, I have to acquire it. A flicker of firmness flashed through Crystal-armored monster emperor's eyes. Temple Master Black Spirit, I'm not interested in fighting to the death with you. I'm here because of one person. As long as you give him to me, I'll leave immediately, Crystal-armored monster emperor said. One person. Temple Master Black Spirit narrowed her eyes. Who is this person? He is a divine emperor in your league, called Sword Emperor, Crystal-armored monster emperor replied. As far as I know, he is an outsider and hasn't been on the monster continent for long, so he should not be important to your human league. As long as you give him to me, I'll keep my promise. Crystal-armored monster emperor's voice reverberated through the entire area. Countless human experts heard it clearly. Sword Emperor? The one who recently became a divine emperor while still in Saint Realm. Those demonic beasts actually came for Sword Emperor. Sword Emperor really is a troublemaker. He provoked Emperor Golden Snake, causing him to have a life-death duel with him. Now he has gotten us into trouble with the Crystal-armored monster clan. Just an outsider. If Crystal-armored monster emperor will keep his promise, then give him Sword Emperor. A hot discussion rose among the human camp. Many experts felt resentment towards Jian Wushuang. If Jian Wushuang was a human expert from the monster continent, they might stand up for him. But, since he was an outsider, things were different. Temple Master Iceberg, who stood in the human camp, was also shocked by the monster emperor's words. Chapter 574, Truth. Those monster spies spared no expense to kill him. Now Crystal-armored monster emperor is here with such a spectacular battle formation in order to get Jian Wushuang. Crystal-armored monster emperor definitely knows that Jian Wushuang has the compass and that it is related to the Ancient World Token. Temple Master Iceberg's face darkened. In the sky, Temple Master Black Spirit and Crystal-armored monster emperor, who represented the supreme existences from each side, stood opposite each other. Temple Master Black Spirit remained silent for a while before she spoke. Crystal-armored monster emperor, you came for Sword Emperor's compass, right? Both Crystal-armored monster emperor and Temple Master Iceberg were astonished. She already knew about it? Crystal-armored monster emperor pretended to be calm and said, "What compass? I have no idea what you're talking about. I just want this Sword Emperor." Okay. Then I'll give Sword Emperor to you, but I will keep his interspatial ring since it has many treasures inside it that are very helpful to our league, Temple Master Black Spirit said indifferently. No. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor shook his head. I want him as well as his interspatial ring. He. Temple Master Black Spirit laughed with a hint of irony. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor, you treat me like a fool? You insist that you only want Sword Emperor, but you actually desire the treasure he carries. It must be the compass. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor furrowed his eyebrows but gave no response. It's all right if you're unwilling to confess. I don't know what use the compass has, but I'll figure it out. Temple Master Black Spirit continued and turned to glance at Temple Master Iceberg. Temple Master Iceberg, you should know something about Sword Emperor's compass. This. Temple Master Iceberg hesitated. Say it. Temple Master Black Spirit shouted coldly. Don't think that I'm not clear about it. In order to get this compass, you originally intended to kill Sword Emperor on the Blood Moon Plain. If I had not arrived in time, you definitely would have killed Sword Emperor. Temple Master Black Spirit's snort was accompanied by an overwhelming aura. It suppressed Temple Master Iceberg and caused him to shiver in terror. Many human experts looked over at Temple Master Iceberg in surprise. Temple Master Iceberg tried to kill Sword Emperor in order to obtain the compass? Crystal-armored Monster Emperor launched an attack for the same purpose? What's so important about this compass? Why was it so attractive? Temple Master Iceberg wore a complicated expression. He knew that he could no longer keep the secret about the compass, so he decided to go public with it. That compass. Emperor Golden Snake accidentally acquired it. You all know that, because of me, Emperor Golden Snake was able to have a life-death duel with Sword Emperor. I had to help him because he gave me some information. This information was related to the Ancient World Token. Temple Master Iceberg paused and looked around. If a large stone was thrown into a lake, it would cause ripples. When he said Ancient World Token, the other Temple Masters around him all widened their eyes. Ancient World Token? Temple Master Black Spirit was also shocked by these three words. Temple Master Iceberg was not surprised at their reaction at all. When he received the news from Emperor Golden Snake, he also wore the same expression as these Temple Master did. Then he added, Golden Snake told me this information and I promised to help him. However, I didn't expect Sword Emperor to kill Emperor Golden Snake in the life-death duel. Golden Snake sent me a message before he died. He said there was a compass in his interspatial ring, which is related to the Ancient World Token. If I want to get the Ancient World Token, the compass is very important, so. Temple Master Iceberg had not finished his words, but those Temple Masters understood why Temple Master Iceberg tried his best to kill Jian Wushuang. They were also clear on why those monster spies had attacked Jian Wushuang. There was no doubt that Crystal-armored Monster Emperor led his people to launch an attack for the same reason. They did not doubt that the compass was worthy of Crystal-armored Monster Emperor's attention. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor, do you still want to deny it? Temple Master Black Spirit looked over at Crystal-armored Monster Emperor. You're right. I came for this compass. So what? Crystal-armored Monster Emperor replied in an icy voice. It originally belonged to me. 40 years ago, I was the first to find the cave mansion and this compass, but I bumped into a human emperor. He grabbed the compass using his phantom Dao and then disappeared. I spent 40 years searching for this human emperor, but he kept a low profile and never revealed his phantom Dao. If he had not fought with Sword Emperor and used his phantom Dao at the critical moment, I would not have known that this compass was in his hands. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor's loud voice resounded through the area. Upon hearing this, many experts knew the reason why Emperor Golden Snake had never displayed his phantom Dao. Emperor Golden Snake must have been worried that Crystal-armored Monster Emperor would recognize him. Temple Master Black Spirit, I must obtain this compass. As long as you give me Sword Emperor, I will leave immediately. But, if you don't, then, right here, right now, we'll have an all-out fight. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor said in a frosty tone, don't doubt my determination. I'll spare no effort to obtain it. Temple Master Black Spirit's face fell. She knew that Crystal-armored Monster Emperor was not kidding because that compass was worthy of his effort. Crystal-armored monster emperor. Temple Master Black Spirit remained silent for a moment before she spoke. I will never give him to you. Oh. Crystal-armored monster emperor's expression became cold. But as for this compass, it's up to Sword Emperor himself. If he's willing to hand it over to you, our human population won't interfere. However, if he is unwilling, then, sorry. Since he's a divine emperor from our league, we'll protect him without a doubt. As for the battle that will occur, if you want to have a head-on confrontation, our human population might suffer great losses, but all of the monsters here won't go unscathed either. More importantly, you will definitely die. Any of you monster kings that dare to attack our human territory, I promise that you won't go back alive. Chapter 575. Enhanced Magic Thunderbolt. Temple Master Black Spirit's cold voice resounded throughout the entire area. It shook both sides and caused a commotion among the horde of demonic beast. Crystal-armored monster emperor narrowed his eyes while staring at Temple Master Black Spirit. Her words were so domineering that he did not dare to question them. He was very clear about how terrifying Temple Master Black Spirit was. If he drove her crazy, she would be able to kill him. Temple Master Black Spirit, Sword Emperor is just an outsider. Are you really going to fight for him? Crystal-armored monster emperor said in a low voice. Temple Master Black Spirit wore a firm expression, but the human experts behind her furrowed their eyebrows. Sword Emperor is just an outsider. To fight Crystal-armored monster emperor for an outsider, it isn't worth it. Temple Master Black Spirit actually wants to protect Jian Wushuang. Most of the human experts objected to battling with Crystal-armored monster emperor for an outsider. Nevertheless, Temple Master Black Spirit insisted. It seems that Temple Master Black Spirit has made up her mind. It's useless to persuade her. We have to hope that Jian Wushuang will be reasonable and hand over the compass. The compass is useless to him. He should know what to do. Whatever he does, I don't want to have a big fight with Crystal-armored monster emperor. Our monster exterminating league can't afford it. The human experts were discussing it in secret. In the sky, Crystal-armored monster emperor directly spoke. Fine, in that case, bring out this Sword Emperor. Sword Emperor is in closed-door cultivation. I've already sent a message to him. He'll immediately come out after he finishes his cultivation. Temple Master Black Spirit responded. You mean I have to wait for him? Crystal-armored monster emperor's face fell. Right. Temple Master Black Spirit nodded. A surge of killing intent flashed through Crystal-armored monster emperor's eyes. He was simmering with rage, but he choked it back. Fine, I'm here waiting for him, but my patience is limited. I only give him 1 day. If I haven't seen him within a day, I'll make a move without hesitation. Crystal-armored monster emperor snorted and closed his eyes before he finished his words. He started waiting. Calm was restored to the area, but quite a few human experts were whispering. Sword Emperor is really being honored here. The whole monster exterminating league and Crystal-armored monster emperor are waiting for him. Where is Sword Emperor? Is he really in closed-door cultivation? I heard that he went to the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace not long ago. He should be staying there. The 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace. Aren't only Temple Masters qualified to go there? It's said that Temple Master Black Spirit ordered to allow him to enter the 5th floor. Temple Master Black Spirit allowed Sword Emperor to go to the 5th floor and is now standing up for him. She is being too partial towards him. Who knows? Temple Master Black Spirit is the pillar of our human population. She is the reason we've been able to survive until now and occupy 10% of the territory. So what if she is partial to him? While the human camp and the demonic beasts quietly waited, Jian Wushuang was busy receiving the information from the broken scarlet finger. Eventually, the information transmission finished. As of now, Jian Wushuang had completely inherited the immortality secret skill, from Chapter 1 to Chapter 4. Jian Wushuang breathed a sigh of relief, then opened his eyes and felt something unusual. Immortality secret skill, how terrifying. He was so shocked that it took him a while to calm down. The immortality secret skill was too powerful. This secret skill was targeted towards the body. The bone fusion technique which spread through the human population was actually derived from the immortality secret skill. The bone fusion technique was just the basics of the immortality secret skill. The remaining 3 chapters, blood condensation technique, armor technique, and divine body technique, were really powerful. No one had mastered level 12 of the bone fusion technique in the entire monster continent. Even Temple Master Black Spirit, the #1 expert in the Monster Exterminating League, had only reached level 11. It was so hard to master the bone fusion technique, so the rest of the technique was, "This secret skill is beyond my understanding. I wonder if I'll have an opportunity to practice the other 3 techniques." Jian Wushuang thought. He had just reached level 10 of the bone fusion technique and was far from reaching level 11 or 12, so it would be an extravagant hope for him to practice the blood condensation technique. While Jian Wushuang was deep in thought, the Broken Finger's domineering voice echoed out once again. "Little boy, you have a great body, so I'll give you an enhanced magic thunderbolt. I hope you will be able to master the blood condensation technique quickly and come to my world." A scarlet thunderbolt streaked out from the Broken Finger and moved towards the young man. It moved so fast that Jian Wushuang had no chance to dodge it. In the blink of an eye, it had landed on his body. Jian Wushuang felt his body tingle when the scarlet thunderbolt touched his skin, after which it immediately spread out before entering his body through his pores. Buzz! Jian Wushuang started to shiver as the sense of electric shock spread through his body. It was fantastic and refreshing. Jian Wushuang felt his body improving at an amazing speed under the influence of the scarlet thunderbolt. His skin, muscles, blood, bones, and organs were being upgraded with the help of this thunderbolt. I'm... Jian Wushuang was completely dumbfounded. He was frightened because the speed of improvement was terrifying. Owing to the heavenly creation skill, his body had been growing stronger and stronger, but the process was slow. Now, aided by the scarlet thunderbolt, his improvement was countless times faster than before.